My name is Greg Ham. I'm the Regional Vice President of Development for General Growth Properties. I'd like to welcome you to this, the first of our 4 community forums that will precede another set of presentations, more specifically dealing with details of the plan that the community has been working on for a number of years with the future of Columbia Town Center. We will, in addition to March 5th and the presentation tonight by Mr. Ward, be having a presentation by Gail Dexter-Lord on March 19th, focusing on the cultural elements of Columbia. Lord Cultural Consultants have been engaged by us to work with a number of the existing organizations in Columbia and help us better identify elements critical to sustaining and enhancing Columbia's culture. Keith Bowers, President and founder of Biohabitats, will present on April 2nd. He has been engaged to work with us on coming up with the components of sustainability that particularly have to do with wetlands, streams, uplands, runoff, the Chesapeake Bay Preservation Act, and elements that I think are important clearly to Columbians and to general growth. On April 9th, Mr. Jack Robertson will be speaking, and Mr. Robertson is one of the founding members of Cooper Robertson, who, along with Sasaki and Associates, have taken a lead in the team that we have assembled to begin to add shape to the vision that began at the charrette and has continued through the framework document, and that we collectively will hopefully see to a very successful conclusion. Before I introduce Mr. Ward, I'd like to take care of a couple logistics. First of all, we're going to have about 35 to 40 minutes of a presentation by Mr. Ward. That will be followed by 35 to 40 minutes of questions and answers, and there will be 2 ways to pose questions. One will be through microphones, and those will be, I guess, floating around. And are there people who will be, raise your hands if you have the microphones? Okay, they'll be back there. People, if you raise your hand, a mic will come to you. Alternatively, there are cards, I believe, and pencils, and questions can be written at the end of Mr. Ward's presentation. If those could be passed to the ends of each aisles, we will collect those and deal with questions that way. Additionally, this evening's presentation is being videotaped, and it will be available tomorrow on our website. If some people you know have missed it, or if you'd like to look at a portion of it again, it may be found at our website, which is www.columbiatowncenter.info. And I would like to acknowledge as well some dignitaries who have joined us tonight, and apologize in advance if I miss anybody. But I know that Delegate Liz Bobo, I believe, is here. Delegate Bobo, thank you. Councilperson Mary Kay Siggety, I believe, is here as well. Very importantly to me, my boss, Tom D'Alessandro. Tom D'Alessandro, I had the privilege of being hired by Tom in 1990 to work on a project in Virginia, and worked with Tom for many years, and it's an honor to be working for him again. I'm delighted he can be here tonight. He has roots in this area, I understand, and we welcome his presence. One of the other professional privileges Well, I'd like to begin by saying it has been an enormously engaging time that I have been involved in Columbia. I tell my wife it's kind of not like work. I really enjoy very much meeting the people. I've enjoyed the presentations I've had to the community thus far. I find the energy, the excitement, the love of the community a remarkable thing. What I've learned about Columbia, I thought I knew a lot before I came. I've got much more to learn, and it's just been a fascinating experience. So thank you for welcoming me into your community. One of the greatest privileges that I've had as in my career, though, as well, has been working with some very talented people. And I can't remember when I first started working with Alan Ward, but I would guess it was 10 or 15 years ago in the Reston Town Center project. And I got to see close up firsthand a truly unique talent begin to create and design and take shape of places and then communicate those ideas in a way that was understandable to a larger audience. I had nothing to do with hiring Alan onto this project. He was hired before I came. I was delighted, though, to learn of his being here when I did arrive. And I think that I think we're fortunate to have him working on the project, excited. I think Columbia will benefit in many ways. Alan is a real placemaker, and that's now a cliche that is, Alan was a placemaker before that was a cliche even. And I think some of the projects that he has worked on say that loudly and clearly. The Arts District in Dallas, Reston Town Center, Cleveland Gateway, more recently the Beijing Olympic Green. Each of these projects have won multiple awards, and each of them is a place that one can visit and they can't quite figure out why it feels so good. But the reason it is because of the professionalism, the care, and the unique talent that Alan brings to the execution of these places. Mr. Ward is trained as both an architect and a landscape architect. He has taught in both architecture at Ball State University and landscape architecture at the Harvard Design School. He's the author and photographer of the book American Designed Landscapes, A Photographic Interpretation. Also the editor and author of the principal essay in the book Reston Town Center, A Downtown for the 21st Century. He's served on national award juries for progressive architecture, the American Society of Landscape Architects, as well as a peer reviewer for the USGSA. He was a visiting artist in landscape architecture at the American Academy in Rome in 2002. That last honor is probably the one he enjoyed more than any. I'm pleased and honored to introduce to Columbia Mr. Alan Ward.